Those are all the top headlines that we are tracking from the world of commodities. But let's first put the spotlight on gold then. It is sitting with an uptick of nearly 0.3% as we speak to trade near that $4,080 per ounce mark. Now remember, Fed rate cut expectations are now slowly started to fade in. Several Federal Reserve officials are now becoming more cautious when it comes to Fed rate cut, and that is the reason we have seen some bit of profit booking in the yellow metal over the last few trading sessions. Perhaps we are seeing some kind of rebound over here, but despite that, rate cut expectations clearly are fading in the global market. And as I mentioned, Brent crude, the gold rather, is now trading near that $4,080 per ounce in the global market. Let's talk about the oil market then. Brent crude, that one is sitting with a decline of 0.2% below that $65 per barrel mark in the global market. Rising US stockpiles has been a concern, and this has completely offset Russian sanction woes. So clearly rising US stockpiles is a concern, and hence we are seeing some bit of pressure in the global oil market. So that's as far as oil and gold are concerned, but several other cryptocurrencies remain in focus today. Bitcoin in particular, remember, it is now trading near that $90,000 mark. We've seen substantial decline on a year-to-date basis. What led to this and what's the outlook going forward? Kanishka is now joining us with exactly that.
Well, Bitcoin is melting and the heat is real. The world's largest cryptocurrency is down nearly 30% from its 2025 peak, while gold, Nasdaq, emerging market equities, even treasuries and bonds, they're all outperforming it this particular year. Bitcoin, in fact, briefly slipped below the $90,000 mark, pushing many ETF investors underwater. Now, so much for the breakout here that investors were expecting from Bitcoin, even with pro-crypto policies, ETF inflows, and big institutional inflows that we saw this year as far as the crypto market is concerned. Now, what's dragging Bitcoin lower? Rate cut uncertainty, weak global equities, whale sailing, and new users cashing out of Bitcoin. Those are some of the key reasons why Bitcoin is trading lower. Add to that the October wipeout, which erased about $19 billion in leverage positions. That's adding to bear market concerns. However, Bitcoin remains above the pre-election levels for now. Where are the prices currently? Like Bitcoin traded close to the $90,600 mark. That's recovering from the yesterday's dip to $89,368 that we saw yesterday. In fact, it touched $93,688 yesterday, which is still far from the April 2025 low, below the $75,000 mark. Meanwhile, the broader market is rebounding as far as the crypto market is concerned. It's up about 2.3%, with ETH up 5.5%, XRP 4.7%, BNB about 0.9%, and SOL about 6.5%. So yes, Bitcoin may be bouncing back a little bit, but the fear hasn't left the market yet.
Okay, so Bitcoin is bouncing back, but fear has not left the market. That's the word coming in. Thank you, Kanishka, for joining us with all those details. But shifting focus then, India's mercantile